Hi there, my name is Sheila Beck and he's Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share and subscribe and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So, a few years ago a movie came out called Star Wars. Star Wars The Last Jedi, and I think it's fair to say it didn't go well. It didn't go well, did it? No, it didn't go well. But, before it came out, they were very confident, weren't they? They were very confident. They thought this was going to be fan-fricking-tastic. They thought everybody would love it. So I find it quite fun. To play interviews, play promotional pieces from before, these disasters happen. I've been doing it with Doctor Who because, boy, does that age badly. And, oh, boy, does that indeed age badly. So this is another one in the series, and I think it's quite a delightful one. This is an interview with Laura Dern. Laura Dern talking about a stunning and brave character, Admiral Holdo. Do you remember Admiral Holdo? Probably the other character. The other character that broke Star Wars. That was called her, and they had the stunning and brave Rose Tico was introduced in The Last Jedi. Didn't go well, did it? It went so badly, they had to pretend that, what's her name? Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose Tico, was hounded off Twitter because she did, because misogynists couldn't stand her and stuff. No. She wasn't hounded off Twitter. That apparently turned out to be a massive lie. Right, that didn't happen at all. And it wasn't because of her gender. It's because she was a terrible character. But, I can forgive a young actress. Blundering in and not doing anything. Not so much somebody of the stature of Laura Dern, who should have some people around her go, ooh, this is not going to be good. So, this incredible lack of self-awareness. I just love it. This incredible, delicious lack of self-awareness we're going to be looking at any second. But before we get there, can I ask you guys, can you hit the like button? Can you hit the share button? Mostly, can you hit that subscribe button? I'm nearly at 1,701 subscribers. Why am I looking forward to 1,701? Well, obviously, that is the registration number of the Starship Enterprise. Of course, I would have to do some kind of Star Trek-y live stream somehow to celebrate 71. So if you can hit that subscribe button, that'd be fantastic. If you a subscriber of my channel, actually, I'm going to offer you a couple of things. Firstly, I'm a rabbi, and I have a very Old Testament Bible thumpy worldview, which you may or may not share. But if you don't, either way, right now we're in this like Kabbalistic period called the Yom Noraim. This is a Jewish period. It's basically New Year's, the Jewish New Year to the Day of Atonement. But basically, New Year is when reality is rebooted in our philosophy, theology. And essentially, it's called the Day of Judgment. It's the day that God looks at you and judges you. Now, you get your basic judgment on New Year's, but you get that sealed on the Day of Atonement. If you're Jewish, if you're not Jewish, it's about a week or so. It's about a week or so later during the holiday of Sukkot, the holiday of booths, where in biblical times when there was a temple, that is when non-Jews would come to Jerusalem, and they would have some kind of like service, with sacrificial offerings that they would offer to the good Lord to curry favor, for the coming year. Now, again, I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm telling you what theology to go with, not at all. But if you are a subscriber, and this is only for subscribers, if you're a subscriber, send me what you want me to pray for you on this day. On this day, you've got about a week and a half to go. And again, it doesn't matter if you believe, doesn't matter if you don't believe. But we could be right, we could be wrong. Send me your prayers. I will, I'll put a good word in, for, with the Holy One above. If indeed, he exists. So again, don't want to proselytize to any of you, but it doesn't matter if you believe in God or don't believe in God. Throw it in. Maybe it'll work, maybe not. Who knows? Can't hurt. So that's the first thing I can offer you. Second thing, you can enter my weekly competition. So the prize this week is Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, a stonking 4-disc DVD edition. What's my favorite of the Lord of the Rings movie? Fantastic packaging. Just fantastic package. Get 2 discs of extras. Everything you could possibly want to know about Lord of the Rings. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel, and then in the comments leave the hashtag HelmsDeep. I'm supposed to be doing the prize draw on Sunday. But I just realized that's the Day of Atonement. That's like this big fast day in Judaism when you're offline. So I'm not doing the prize drawing that day. I have to work it out. It'll be around that day. It'll be around, maybe Saturday. I don't know. I have to talk to Noah at the TARDIS Zone, which is where I normally do the prize drawing. Fine. So let's get into this latest in the series. Oh boy, did that age badly. Oh boy, did that age badly. This is an interview with Laura Dern, where they talk about, I think, just about every crime that the Last Jedi committed. Now, the thing with the Last Jedi is, I mean, other than destroying Star Wars, which it really did, is that at the time it took me about 3 or 4 days to realize how bad it was. I still wasn't used to things tanking that awfully. When I saw The Phantom Menace, it took us like 6 months. It took us 6 months to go, ooh, that wasn't very good. And when one person said it, everybody was like, yeah, you allowed to admit it to you. This the turnaround time was like 3 or 4 days for me. I mean, like, other people got it straight away. I remember coming back. I came back. It was from watching it. I went to like a friend's bar mitzvah, I think, or bat mitzvah. I got a bar mitzvah's a boy, bat mitzvah's a girl. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, Svi, what do you think of it? What do you think of it?" I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know. And so now, in hindsight, it's a movie where I think every creative decision is truly awful. It's truly awful. And we're going to go into what went behind all these terrible creative decisions. Let me just turn the sound up. What these terrible creative decisions with one of the worst characters ever created, not in Star Wars, on films. Admiral Holdo. Admiral Holdo is just unfreaking believably bad. So this is like you're supposed to like cut your questioning. You're supposed to like the interview and go, so Laura, tell me, but I'm not going to do that because they tell you the question at the beginning. Here we go. This is on the filmmaker's vision of what's that? Let's go back again. On a filmmaker's vision of women in power. Women in power. So, oh my gosh. So listen, Admiral Holdo was one of the worst military leaders ever on film, and she got the entire rebellion destroyed. By the end of the story, for no reason other than her breathtaking incompetency, a breathtaking lack of leadership ability, the entire rebellion was down from like a fleet of ships to the Millennium Falcon, and I don't think it was even that full. I don't think it was even that full. It was just a freaking disaster. So the person who led that strong and powerful woman was Admiral Holdo, played by Laura Dern. So the question is, Laura Dern on the filmmaker's vision of women in power. Obviously, Rian Johnson's idea of women in power they are awful and they are going to screw up no matter what happens. So let's have a listen.
Ryan and Kathy Kennedy and Rom as
yes, the unholy trinity that wanted to make the false female, right? They had this incredible idea. They had this absolute incredible idea that if we can make Star Wars into a girl's brand, right, a female brand, a feminine brand, that means all the boys will stay because they're not sexist, are they? They're not big sexists. All the boys are going to stay, but all the girls are going to come too. So that didn't work out. What actually happened was girls don't like Star Wars that much. Some do. There's certainly a lot of female Star Wars fans, but girls, generally speaking, aren't that into like science fiction-y stuff like that. There's a large amount of them there, but it's not, I would say, primarily directed at. I think Star Wars works best when it's made for 8-year-old boys. 8-year-old boys. So the 8-year-old boys stopped watching it as well because it's too girly, and it just wasn't very good. And it was part of the ongoing idea of having every creative decision be terrible. So let's hear more. What you got to say about Ryan and Kathleen? Oh yes, Kathleen, the biggest failure ever in Hollywood.
producers really care deeply about how all their characters are represented.
Really? Can I remind you of Finn? How Finn was represented. Finn went from being a really great character. I was excited to know where he was going. I wanted to know how he was a stormtrooper. How it seemed to me the Force Awakening was him. Him touching death in the Force Awakens was the Force Awakening, right? It seemed to me that was like really tied in. He had a great arc, and also John Boyega. John Boyega is freaking fantastic. I think he has incredible screen presence. He has incredible dynamism. He has he's got great screen presence. He's just a fantastic actor, and I really like him. And I really wish that he would he would headline more things, because I think he's got real genuine star quality. If you don't believe me, go check out this movie called Attack the Block, which he was in before Star Wars, where he plays like a 15-year-old, and he's freaking brilliant in that as well. So yeah, he was wonderful in that. Cut to Last Jedi. He's walking around in a Bacta suit, which is springing leaks. He's like this crappy, cucked comedy relief that gets paired up with Rose Tico, who for some reason looks like she swallowed a bug followed a wasp, like, and then for some reason they have this love story when they go on the board. They're the most boring, pointless side quest ever. So did you represent Finn that well, Ryan? I don't think so. Did you represent him on the poster even? I do know on China they don't like the black people. They're not fans of the Schwarzenegger, are they? No, they're not. So they do kind of like wipe them out of the post. Honestly, the more I hear it, the more I'm like breathtaking and go like, that's insanely racist. That's insanely racist. But what makes it more insanely racist is the people who are being insanely racist are busy pointing fingers at you, going, you're insanely racist. But no, I think you'll find that's you. I'm not the one cutting John Boyega out of Chinese movie posters, and I understand. It's a lot of money. I understand they offer you a lot of money to take him out the movie posters. But principles, generally speaking, can't really be bought, unless you're a bottom-feeding, scum-sucking piece of filth, or as I like to call it, somebody who works in the entertainment industry. So yeah, they're very concerned about how they were represented. I think they were concerned about how white women were represented, right? That's what I think they were concerned about.
And in this case, how a woman is represented. And
called it!
place of power. And it was really...
Yeah, women, again, yeah, they put you in a place of power, they put your character in a place of power, and you sucked at it. So what does that say about how they feel about women? I go, oh boy, has this aged badly.
Really important for Ryan that she have room to be very feminine and soft and ethereal and otherworldly.
Okay, no, you're otherworldly as in you should be in, you shouldn't be in this world. You should be in a loony bin. I mean, not you, obviously, Laura Dern. Although I never met you. Maybe you're bonkers too. Probably you are. You're probably bonkers too. But your character should have been in an ethereal otherworld, i.e. locked up in some kind of a space prison, rather than given command, who, let me just say this again, you were the worst military commander in the history of cinema. The absolute worst. So yeah, so is that feminine? Is that how you look at feminine? So, and is this how you explain the weird ball gown in the middle of a military vessel? And for some reason, I don't know. Again, Last Jedi, every creator's decision was a bad one.
Even spiritual, that she could hold.
Well, spiritual in that, she sent many people to the good Lord above by having them killed horribly.
These different qualities, flirtatious.
Okay, no, you were not flirtatious. I've seen this movie. At no point did I go, is she flirting? No, I thought, the only thing I thought of this movie is she crazy? Is this character absolutely insane? Like, again, I just, why didn't you tell people what your plan was? Why was it super secret? And how did it help not telling anybody what your super secret plan was? Which was, after you had all your ships destroyed, to retreat quietly to a planet where you had no possible hope of rescue from. So again, that was your plan. That was the plan. After seeing the rebel fleet destroyed in a slow motion chase. I mean, really, every freaking decision was bad. Every freaking great decision was bad in this movie.
Sensual.
No.
And powerful.
No, you weren't. That's the thing.
Because it's a woman. And
you weren't powerful. That's the thing. You were not powerful. You abused power by being useless. Oh boy, had this aged badly.
In a position of power, it wasn't.
Again. What universe do these crazy people live in? Like, does anybody go into a new job? Like, I'm a freelancer, right? Whenever I have a work for a woman, for a boss, I'm like, okay. Nobody's fazed by this. And nobody's been fazed by it since, 30 years. I mean, Honestly, I think they live in like the 1820s where they go, a woman, by jiggery, a woman in a position of power. Oh, no, absolutely, flippity. Yeah, no. We don't live in that world. And you know, this is what I really think is going on. This is what I think is going on. Do you see, Laura Dern is in the entertainment industry, who are a tiny clump of piss babies. Tiny clump of piss babies who cannot cope with anything not going their own way. And so when elections went, they did the way they thought weren't the best. They got very upset. They got very sad. I mean, bless them. They got very sad. And you know, and they never really got, you know, they never really got over it. But here's the thing: they think anybody who doesn't agree with them, they are a tiny clump of piss babies. How tiny? I think 3% of the Western world, of America, of England, is on Twitter. Right? 3%. I think a third of them fit into these like weird Twitterati people, right? So it's about a 1%. The 1% who have a stranglehold over culture. And they believe anybody who's not in their tiny little bubble, their tiny little piss baby bubble, is this, you know, inhuman monster. A woman in power? Never! Oh, by jiggery, I will not put up with it. Yeah, no, they believe that. They absolutely believe that's what anybody who isn't in their tiny little piss baby bubble actually is. No, darling, no. In fact, you know what you should do? Just go and work anywhere. Go and get a regular job, undercover. Go and see how women are treated in the real world. You'll see that women do indeed have a shitty, terrible time in life. An absolute shitty, terrible life. You know who else has a shitty, terrible time in life? Most people. You know what other group? Men. They have a slightly different shitty, terrible time. And that's kind of been the truth for the entirety of human existence. Men would have one type of shitty, terrible existence, and women would have an absolutely different type of shitty, terrible existence. But, you know, the shitty terribleness of everybody was kind of even, you know, in my estimation, or in the eyes of history and reality.
Time for her to dress like a man and show up in
Okay, no, if you're on a military vessel, okay? If you're on a military vessel, you should dress like you're in the military, right? No, does that not make sense? No, I'm going to go for the Oscars ball gown. I'm not going to go for the practical military outfit, because that's too much like a man. You're crazy, darling. You're out your freaking box. That's what you are. Oh boy, has this aged badly.
regard to save the day.
Yeah, oh really? We need the military to save the day? Really? That's the function of military!
Which I think is a really interesting choice.
Yeah, an interesting choice. I'll tell you what, how about this next war? We won't fight it with men in military garb. Why don't we have women in ball gowns? That's it. Why don't we have a troop of women in ball gowns go and take on ISIS? Oh no, they don't need to take on ISIS because that terrible election that went the way you didn't want them to go ended up destroying ISIS. You know, like, yeah. Again, why don't we have a bunch of women in heels in ball gowns fight the next war? Great plan, darling. Great plan. Let me know exactly how that goes.
Won't see in film. So
Yeah, we don't see it in film because it's an insanely bad creative choice.
I was very excited to get to be part of that.
Well, I'm glad you're excited. Well, in that night that you got so excited that you destroyed one of the biggest franchises of all freaking time. That's the next question. On Oscar Isaac and Holdo's lessons for Poe. Yeah, she has to teach Poe. Now, let me just reiterate. If you can't remember the movie, which I really can't that much because it's awful, but Poe Dameron was right about everything, and Admiral Holdo was wrong about everything. That's what it is in hindsight. She was wrong about everything, and he was right about everything. So let's hear about her lessons for Poe.
He's amazing and hilarious.
Oh, they got on together. That's nice. Yeah, good. I'm glad that, yeah, as well as being paid a ridiculous amount of money to do a terrible job, you also got to play with your little friend. That's nice.
And we've had a lot of fun playing with what our dynamic is and somebody who shows up and puts him in his place.
Yeah, okay, this was the dynamic. He was a competent military officer. He was perhaps one of the highest ranking people in the rebellion, or the resistance, as they call it. Oh, I wonder what they'll say there. one of the highest ranking officers, in the resistance, a decorated war hero, and you were a terrible commander to him. You were absolutely terrible, and again, your every military decision, every decision was wrong, and he was right. He was right. So you put him in his place, and everybody died. You put him in his place, and everybody, this is how you view women in power. Yeah, it doesn't strike me as super egalitarian right now.
And ultimately, in a very flirtatious way.
No, I don't know. Okay, darling, I want to see Laura Dern flirt, okay? I want to see what her flirting is like, okay? Is her flirting insanely bad decisions that lead to the death of everybody you know and love? If that's what you call flirting, I don't think you're going to pick up many blokes with that, darling. I don't think that's going to work out well for you. Oh boy, has this aged badly.
Is giving him a very potentially valuable lesson.
Yeah, don't listen to women. Don't listen to women in power. They're crazy. And I know. Okay, this isn't my sexist take on it. This is what the movie said, right? Yeah, for me, I found it reasonably sexist. Actually, I really did. The lesson you gave him was women in power suck. That was the lesson you gave him. Well done, darling.
In terms of his need to
not die and have everybody else be killed with him.
Not lead with his impulses and...
Impulses that were all correct.
Not lead with ego, but...
It wasn't ego. Your character was the one that just had ego, because your decisions were moronic. They were wrong. They were disastrous. And you wouldn't back down because you couldn't not be a strong, powerful woman in power. Oh, you're the bestest ever. Oh, no, everybody's dead.
To be a true hero on a deeper level than what we've seen.
Yeah, okay, so to be a true hero, you have to accept the might and power of women, because the force is female. Accept that might and power of women, even though they're wrong and they're gonna get you all killed, because she's a woman. And believe women, mate. That's what she's saying.
Because we know he is already. So that's been really fun to find.
It's been really fun to find a terrible idea that destroys $1 billion franchise. So next question. On Holdo's look. Oh, yes.
A big question for Ryan was...
How can I make this suck harder? How can I make this suck harder? So let's have this new military leader. Now, I know she's going to be the most disastrous military leader ever. Maybe we should dress her with purple hair, a ball gown, and heels, okay? Maybe we should do that. Yeah, is that a bad enough idea? I think that sounds pretty bad. I tell you what, why don't we blow up Admiral Akbar at the same time for really no reason whatsoever? Oh no, there goes, the medical frigate. Oh yeah, I can tell you, that wrenched my heart. That's one of the worst bits, watching the medical frigate get blown up. Really? Oh.
How would my look be, and what would the feeling of it be? He was really determined.
The feeling is a mad, crazy bitch, okay? That's the feeling.
It was his vision for her to come in, is she human? Is she humanoid?
Okay, it's Star Wars. It doesn't matter, okay? Is Luke Skywalker human? I don't know. Who cares? It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I don't care if Han Solo's human. You're basically human, okay? Okay, under that weird dress, you may have another 4 arms. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? The purple hair looked like a mad Karen wanted to look cool, okay?
Question, to have another worldly quality, but the thing he kept saying was he really wanted her to feel powerful.
Okay, again, if you wanted her to feel powerful, maybe write her as a powerful character. Write her as not the worst military leader of all time.
And, physically strong.
Yeah, really? Physically strong? Darling, listen, I'm not one for the fisticuffs, right? I'm not one of those Israeli Jews. You have 2 types of Jews. You have you have the Israeli Jews who are like, here, hold my Uzi while I'm going to take a leak. Okay, that's the Israeli Jew. That's actually my son. My sons are like that. My sons think they sound American, but to Americans they sound, what? You do not know how to strip down an Uzi? But they're mapping up. That's how they sound. Okay, in their head they sound American, right? So that's the Israeli Jew. Yeah, you don't piss around with Israeli Jew. Or you have the English European Jews, which is more like me, which is like, hi, can I help you fill out your taxes. That's my type of. So I'm not up for the fisticuffs, all right? I am the more in the curling up in the ball and crying during war, going out to fight bravely. And darling, you didn't scare me. I can take you. You didn't look physically powerful in any way, shape, or form.
And emotionally strong.
Emotionally strong. Oh, as you murdered everybody, you didn't start to cry. Well done, well done. Here, take a round of applause.
But like a prima ballerina would.
What? A prima what? What? Okay. So look, the stark reality of the dance world is many ballerinas are forced to how can I put this? Take on extra work. That's not exactly ballet work. More as how do you want to call it? They become hookers. Okay, I'm not a ballerina. It pays so little. They actually. I know this sounds crazy, but apparently it's a thing. I didn't know that. Apparently it's a thing. So yeah, you're a prima ballerina. It's not sounding very brave and powerful. It sounds like a crazy little white lady who lives in a tiny piss baby bubble who has no idea what the world's like outside, commenting upon it. That's what it sounds like to me.
And so that was sort of his guiding message to the design of the character and the design, I think, for Michael of the clothing. He really wanted her in a dress. He really wanted something that really
made you look like you're going to the Oscars and you ended up on the bridge of a battle cruiser during the worst route of all time.
Framed her upper body in a very feminine way.
So I'm curious, how did that work out? How are the sales for your action figures for this wonderful, stunning and brave look? How did that work out? Oh, they're in landfills, right? Okay, they're in landfills right now, probably with a half-life of 73 years, and they're never going to decompose.
But strong way.
Not very strong.
And with the hair and the eyes, he wanted there to be another worldly quality, but...
You gave her purple hair, right? And eyes? Yeah, you had eyes too. Well done. Most people have eyes in this world and others, okay? Most people have eyes.
Something also iconic and maybe ethereal.
Oh, iconic! We're going to remember your look forever, darling. You're one of the faces that sank Star Wars. Ethereal? No. What ethereal? Go and watch Lord of the Rings. Go look at the fairies, the ethereal fairies. They're kind of ethereal. You look like a massive douche. You look like a douchebag Karen who wanted to complain to HR. That's what you look like. Wasn't ethereal. It was just weird.
Maybe sensual.
No, wasn't sensual. No, nobody was turned on. Nobody went, I hope she flirts with me. Oh no, we're all gonna die.
Feminine. So this was the world we entered in the dance of creating Hero Holdo's character.
Hero Holdo. Again, Hero Holdo currently occupying landfills. in some inexpensive land, in North California somewhere. I think rotting away. Hero Holdo didn't really work out so well. Much like the rest of Last Jedi. Oh boy. Did that age badly? My name is Beckin, the Rabbi for Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe, and ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.